Okay, here we are, and hello everybody out there on the world.
Hey,
How
everyone.
are you? So this is Clayton Wood. I've got Vasil and Cy from Crowdcast joining us. Welcome, guys.
For sure, excited to be here.
Great to be here again.
Absolutely. So where you guys are both in San Francisco?
Yeah, so I'm actually right now hanging out at the LinkedIn office. So this is a crazy view of the bay. I could probably see Vasil's house from here or something.
Wow, that is wild. Why do you guys think so many of the people in this industry are living in San Francisco? This is the place to be?
It depends. The tech talent's definitely here. The money for investment's definitely here. And so it just creates this ecosystem for a lot of innovation.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful place, really pretty city. So listen, welcome everybody to our final session. We wanted to just pause for a minute on day 3 of the SEO Summit and talk to everybody in the audience and talk about a couple of things that we're doing that we don't want you to forget, a contest. And first of all, we wanted to bring Cy up because Cy's one of the founders of Crowdcast, this platform that we're using, and he's a good friend. So Cy, welcome to the chat today.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to share things about Crowdcast. Unfortunately, I'm on a battery power, so I only have a few minutes. So let me know what I can do to help you guys.
Sure. One of the cool functions of Crowdcast that we haven't used so much, but Cy reminded us is to actually bring people up into the broadcast. Anybody in the audience here that's chatting that has a camera, we can actually promote you to the audience. And that's sort of what we wanted to do today, just to get interactive with the crowd. I see Diana, Mike Ocampo, Glenn Ginsberg, a bunch of people that have been viewing all of our sessions, which is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Jeff says, don't do it. All right, so we won't bring Jeff up, but maybe we could bring a couple of people up. Vasil, what should we do now?
Yeah, so the reason why we're actually doing it, so if you guys have some good feedback for us, something that you enjoy, maybe who was your favorite speaker and you would like to share it with us. What was your highlight of the summit? Anything that we could improve on, we'll be really open to it. So if you guys would like to go and just chat with us here on video, just basically say yes. Invite me to the chat and we'll go ahead and do it.
All right, let's get Tyler up here because I know Tyler's got some interesting. Tyler was one of our speakers yesterday who did a very technical presentation. So in preparation for doing this very technical presentation, he had some like lead-off music. I don't know if he's in a party right now or what he's doing, but I invited him on screen. Let's see. Cy, what do you think from your view? What part of Crowdcast are we not using that we should in this summit?
Yeah, and definitely one of the things that we really focus on is making the experience as interactive as possible. So yeah, definitely, if there's more opportunities to bring people up, definitely take that and use that. One thing that I like to do in my events is I allow people to vote with emojis, so if you guys like speaker A or speaker B, give a thumbs up or an apple or an orange or something like that. So you can really just have fun with the audience there. And maybe the last thing is just like polls, if you want to get a quick sense of, what people are interested in, drop in a poll and everyone's just like in real time giving you an answer. So you get like a full quick distribution of where people are at.
Okay, cool. I like it. Yeah, we haven't brought any of the people up in the chat visually to answer and ask questions with us, but it sounds like a great idea. Is there a limit? How many people can we have up here?
Right now we have 4 seats on screen, so you could have four people just having a panel all at the same time.
Okay, cool. I like
People are already voting with apples and mushrooms and lightning bolts, so it's usually working.
I feel like all the people that have voted with the mushroom somehow live in San Francisco. It seems very
most definitely. Lots of mushroom bears there.
That's funny. Okay, cool, man. Well, listen, this is great, and this has been, we had so far 30,000 plus that registered for free, and we're up to, I see now at the end here, or on day 3, almost 6,300 that have joined in Crowdcast. So it's a pretty cool scaled event. You guys have been great helping us out with everything. Vasil, what else are we missing?
So yeah, let's just go ahead and do a quick preview of the final day tomorrow, what to expect for everyone, and then basically we can just wrap up the day unless somebody wants to come and chat with us.
Yeah, can you try and add Tyler from there? Oh, there's Tyler now.
I'm here.
There.
I'm here.
Hey.
Tyler, what's up, bro?
Not much. Busy day. Busy day. How was the talks today? I gotta watch them back because I missed most of them.
You got to watch them. They're available until Thursday. So stay up all night and watch all of them.
All right, all right. Will there be a place where they'll be afterwards, or is that something that people have to subscribe to?
Yeah, you got to subscribe to it and pay, but for the lifetime, you get all the access to everything. But, you know, your talk was really interesting. Tyler did, for those of you that missed it, a very technical how to manipulate Google Crawbot, which I'm sure Google doesn't really appreciate. So it was interesting, and to alleviate some of the technical stuff, he opened with background music, which I've never seen before. Cy, you've seen a bunch of virtual summits. Have you ever seen anybody open with background music?
Only the best can figure that out.
What can I say?
Do we still have the music there?
We do have some. Slowly, in the background.
Let's hear it. What's Tyler listening to these days?
Can you hear it fine?
It's like Beyonce or something.
Oh, let me try this. 1 sec.
Actually, we have Dylan is actually asking if you have exactly the same morning routine as you had a couple of days ago. Is it the same on the board?
No, it's so well. Yeah, it is. But this. Sorry, let me turn on this music. So I actually missed meditations this morning, so it's not checked off. Everything else is done, but the meditating, I didn't have time this morning, unfortunately. I was quite mentally drained last night, and I had quite an early start, so maybe I'll try to pick it up tomorrow and hopefully check all of those off. Okay,
let's find out from the crowd. What kind of music does everybody think that Tyler listens to? That's a great question, I feel like.
I'll be surprised if people can guess it.
Deep house, I guess.
It is all over the place.
Tyler, where are you located again? Tell us.
So I'm in Toronto, Ontario, in Canada.
Okay.
It's the Canadian version of the Big Apple.
Right. East Coast, maybe some East Coast alternative, some kind of, I don't know.
So I'm a little indifferent. I have my peak stages, so when I'm working out, typically it's like really heavy metal music or like aggressive rap music to get like in the zone. When it's cardio, it's like inspirational speeches or audiobooks typically. When I work, this is where it gets interesting because sometimes you get into those zones and you don't exactly know what you want to do. So sometimes it's classical music, sometimes it's piano music, sometimes it's rap music, sometimes it's rock music, sometimes it's screamo, sometimes it's dubstep, sometimes it's DMB. It kind of traverses naturally as I'm working. It's kind of whatever mentally
it's healthy.
Into.
Some people are saying Toronto knows how to party. Is that true?
Well, I'm a little biased because a few of my clients are the largest party clubs in Toronto. So, yes.
And maybe a better question is, how often do you hang out with Drake?
So we're actually launching Drake's new restaurant/club in Toronto this summer. So he's been in and out of our office with his whole group and his business managers for the past 3 or 4 months.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Don't mind me, I'm at home. It's a lot easier to stream when at home when it's quiet and you're in your space and I have my audio set up and my light and my camera versus being in a noisy office where all you hear is a bunch of typing and people talking back and forth.
Well, guys, we've got a bunch of SEO questions actually in the Q&A. So if you want to start answering those, that might be a benefit to the audience.
Cool.
Cy, you are the man. Thank you for helping us out with everything you've done here. Platform rocks, dude.
For sure. I'm glad we can help you guys host these events. yeah, it's been fun, and let me know the next time you guys want to do another big conference like this.
Sweet. Well, all right, we'll see you around.
Excellent.
Later.
Bye.
Fun.
Okay, so Tyler, you want to stay and help us answer some of these questions?
I'd love to, yeah.
All right, they're rapid fire, and they could be about anything.
All right, anything, well, yeah, I guess anything. It could be life hacking, it could be productivity hacking, it could be motivation, it could be workouts, it could be SEO, it could be digital marketing, it could be website fixes. It's kind of everything.
All right, let's start with the first one. Diana is asking, when you're planning to make such a summit, when are you planning to make such a summit on digital marketing? This question is for me, I guess.
Yep.
Myself and Neil and Vasil, we are wanting to do one of these summits every 3 months. I can give you a tidbit of information and let you know that the next one will have a lot to do with content. So go figure. Digital marketing will probably be following that or somewhere down the line. But don't worry, Diana, we are definitely going to do it on digital marketing. And I would love, if you could contribute one thing, I'd love to know what speakers you'd want to hear, because chances are we might be able to get them. So email me at clayton@neilpatel.com. Tell me what speakers you'd love to hear. But let's talk about some SEO stuff. Let's say Randy's saying, let's say you started a site on Amazon affiliate today and you have a low budget. What would be the first 5 actions you took publishing your initial content?
I like to fuck around, sorry for my language, with a lot of engines, and Amazon is one of them. I've actually had 2 Amazon affiliate accounts banned already, just purely for messing with them. And there's a lot of tactics that you can get into it. The easiest one, I would say, with blogs is getting into a very drilled down niche. So you want to think about what are things that people buy all the time. When I was fiddling around with Amazon before they banned me, I ended up making $5,000 in affiliate commissions in 4 business days. They didn't like that too much. There was a question of, we don't know where this traffic came from to buy these. And I was like, well, that's not my fault. You should increase your tracking solution. But what you should do is focus very heavily onto a niche that's actually performing, that people buy a lot. So cat food, cleaning products, keychains. One weird one that trends a lot that we sold about 200 of them, were USB dongles. So a lot of people, I guess, are losing their Bluetooth dongles for their mice or for any headphones that they have, and they just keep buying them online. A really massive niche, mind you, this is a little bit more competitive when writing content, was DSLR cameras. We, in those 4 days, sold 120 DSLR cameras, and it was nuts. So back to the budget thing, you don't need anything crazy. I would say if you want to get into spending a little bit of money, don't do SEO and just do Facebook ads. Find a product that's trending, create a little video that's somewhat exciting or somewhat cool. So I saw a pretty interesting one where they had a cheese little tray where you can make these little cheese cups and you pour wine into them. And the cheese tray itself that you pour the melted cheese into is what the affiliate program was. And then they built a video showcasing how you can make these little cheese cups and fill them with wine. And then they had an affiliate link going to Amazon to actually purchase that product. Although they were doing it through Bitly, which if anyone's very familiar with Bitly, you can add a plus sign to the end of the Bitly, and it'll give you all of the statistics for the length of that URL shortening. So you can get some pretty good insights into what your competitors are doing and what they're not doing if they are using Bitly links. But aside from that, if you're going for SEO, just write really good actionable content. Use jump to links. So create you can do a listicle, top 10 cameras for summer vacation, or top 10 waterproof cameras for underwater diving, I guess. And then in those, you have sort of like a table of contents at the very beginning, and you say, this is the list, and each of those items are marked up, and they're also jump to links that jump down to the according section. Make sure that your heading architecture within the page makes sense. It can be crawled very easy by the bot, and it actually understands that, the topic is underwater cameras for scuba diving, and your table of contents is an H2, and then your items are each H3s, and then you go into it, every single product underneath that is an H2, which each of the H3s are jumping to, creating that semantic link between the two, and your page will pretty much rank. It's not that difficult.
Awesome, man. Okay. Baka's asking, what are some of the things stopping Google from listing a specific page? For instance, could this be why when submitting a sitemap on Google, it only indexes certain pages even when linking issues are ruled out?
So typically when you see pages that are not being included into Google search, there are two causes. One is those bots are occurring where they're naturally finding either. So some people leave canonical tags on for some reason. I rarely use canonical tags unless they're self-referencing. We can go a little bit more in depth into canonical tags and what they're actually meant for. But the main one is actually keyword cannibalization. So you already have multiple pages on your website that are directly optimized for very similar terms. So when a crawlbot ends up finding those pages, what happens is the crawlbot says, okay, I found 3 pages that can all rank for the exact same key term. Which page is most authoritative and which page is a lot easier or more intentful? And I'm going to index that page instead of the other ones. So typically that might be a sign that you have duplicate content issues or you have keyword cannibalization within your content on the website.
Awesome. Okay, great. So now I'd love to try and get some of the people that have questions live on the video with us.
Let's do it.
I've got a ton of questions in the chat box or in the Q&A portion, but I'm not sure if these folks are live and have a camera. So I'll just say to everybody here, Serini, you've got the most upvotes. So Serini, if you're live and still watching in chat and you've got a camera, we'd love to invite you up live so you can ask your question in person or virtually. Let me know in the chat if you're here and I'll bring you up on screen. Same with Rachel about the e-commerce question. Rachel, if you're in the chat, let me know if you're still there and we'd love to bring you up on screen. And Michael, all right, Michael, let's bring you up on screen. If you've got a question, let's do it. All right, Michael is coming up here.
All right.
Also looking for Serini and Rachel. If you guys are in the chat, let us know, and we can go from there. Let's see. Michael, I know, is joining us from Southern California. Michael, did you get the invite? Let's see. I know it took a couple of times for you to get it, right, Tyler?
Yeah, it first gave me an error, and then the second time I didn't notice it. It was at the bottom of the player underneath the upgrade to all access pass.
Technology.
Yes.
It's the worst. All right, let's see if Michael can join us here on the air. If he can't, it's okay. We could just move on to a different question. While he's trying to join us, why don't we answer this next one from Serini? What would you include in a cheat sheet for a good SEO? Pretty general, but I'm sure you've got an answer.
So if anybody's been doing SEO, or at least been in the SEO scene for the past 8 years, cheat sheets did exist. Typically, though, I guess the cheat sheet you should have is more towards server-side scripting. So, for example, I have a cheat sheet that I use, for example, like gzip compression with an HT access, or adding expiry headers into HT access. Essentially, or actually, I have different schema ones as well. So I don't believe in doing pre-generated schema. It's the generators when you, or at least when you use a pre-generated schema script, you're basing all of your schema off of the logic of whoever built it and based off of when it was last updated. So a schema has been constantly being updated. Was that tool being updated, was it not? So what I do is every week I like to keep up with schema.org, see what's going on. So for example, they just launched a bunch of new schema for locksmiths, plumbers, and landscapers as subcategories of business. So with those ones, you don't want necessarily be having a local business schema markup on the page. You want to have the plumbers, or you want to have the locksmith schema on the page. So spending the time and manually creating a repository where I build the schema perfectly the first time, and then I can have it situationally where, like, okay, this is a plumber, okay, this is a locksmith, or this is an e-commerce store, and I can just copy that schema, paste it in, enter the fields. If it's an e-commerce, you can give it to a client as a template, you can enter it in manually, and then just add the values as dynamic values. So okay. I think those are the main ones for a cheat sheet. Everything else you should have memorized and be able to do pretty much top of mind.
Absolutely. Serini, sorry we didn't get you live on that answer while he was still answering it. I hope you understand I've got to move on to Michael's question, but I hope that Tyler gave some really good information there. And if you've got another question, we'll invite you back on screen. But for now, Michael, are you there?
Welcome.
Yeah, hey Clayton, I'm actually wearing the shirt on the day that I met you that I got from the West Coast Growth Marketing Conference.
Yeah, it was great. How's it going, man?
Pretty cool. Yeah, good. So I have a question. I mean, I've got a couple of different, websites that are, client websites, and they're literally like one-page websites. It's not WordPress. It's like a, templated thing on. Well, one of them's Wix, which is lame. But anyways, then there's another one which is, it's a music website that's on. There's like hundreds of different bands all on this one big thing. So they're just, one band website. So they have, it's more than one page, but it's like, there's the about the band, there's, this, here, listen to the music and whatever. Like, how can I SEO that to, really, outrank, for example, the band website? Like, how could I, it's bluesmusic.com, B-L-U-Z music.com. I mean, because I'm not going to really, I guess I could get, reviews from places, and that would link to, get some backlinks, but like the actual site itself.
Just to clarify, sorry, it's bluzmusic.com.
Yeah, bluzmusic.com. That's one of them. So we'll work on that one in particular because that's my main client right now.
What's the primary focus of this website? Like, what are you trying to do with it? Or
they're trying to sell their songs, not just sell them to like people who would buy a song, but to actually sell them like outright to somebody who wants to record them, that type of thing.
So the easiest way that these guys can do it would be, so I was looking at the website. So you want to make sure that you have the actual musician markup on the website itself, just so you can tell Google that, hey, we are a band, or we are a music group, or we are a musician itself. That way, Google, when it's processing your content, will already have pre-existing context of exactly how to treat that content or how to understand exactly what context it's in. I would create a separate page on the website itself. So optimize the website could use some tweaks from an on-page point. It's a little bit bland and missing a lot of context. But what you can do is add a tertiary page or a primary page that you would treat as a lander towards DMCA free music. Or if they're trying to sell it, or music for whatever situation, whatever circumstance it is. Typically for bands like this, the only visibility that really works well for them is branded visibility, making sure that when people are searching for the brand itself, that they can be found there. And if you are trying to sell the music, then you should be going after the terms that people are searching for: music for YouTube videos, or background music for streaming, or whatever key phrases you've identified that people are searching for.
Where would I put that though? Like,
those would be secondary. So I would have, so you have like home, you have music, you have calendar, you have about the band, you have contact. I would add a separate page saying sponsored music, or music samples, or whatever keyword fits within that category, and then build out that section. It's a lot easier to try to rank a page like that than it is to rank the overall band, because at the end of the day, Google doesn't know who the band is unless it's a very mainstream band that has a ton of news and a ton of information about it. The likelihood of you being relevant is very slim. Whereas if you come into it and you say, hey, this audience is looking to buy music that's unique, then maybe I fit in being a unique sampler. So nobody will really have my music. That's the best opportunity. Aside from that, I would say stick with doing Facebook ads for this. SEO will do good. It requires a lot of work, and it requires you to really identify the people that you're targeting when actually purchasing music. With Facebook, it's a lot easier. It does cost money, of course, but at least you're able to get in front of people. You can get in front of musicians, you get in front of streamers, you can get in front of YouTube creators, you can get in front of videographers, and you can create exact messaging and still test your messaging with those people.
Okay, awesome.
Great, thanks. Thanks so much, Tyler.
Thanks for the question, man. Good to see you as always.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Great to see you too.
Okay, while we're bringing the next person up live on the screen here, Tyler, I'd love to hear about your relationship with Neil. Have you guys worked together? What's the biggest thing that you've learned from him?
Yeah, so I met Neil not too long ago, actually. I met Neil in November of 2016.
Awesome.
And met Neil through Tony. So Tony, who was a speaker here, Tony and I have known each other for about 3.5 years.
Yeah, Tony I just had drinks with him last night. He's in San Francisco right now.
Yep, he saw the Hans Zimmerman concert. So jealous.
Yeah.
So I've known Tony for 3.5 years or so, way before he was at Expedia, when he was at Reprise. And him and I become friends, and then he messaged me in November and said, hey, man, Neil's coming to town. I want to host a summit. Where should I go? You have a lot of restaurants you're connected with, so what do you recommend? And I was like, oh, well, you should check out the Rosewater. It's a great event space, doesn't get too busy, it's a trendy crowd. Let's go there. It's like, cool, you want to come? I was like, okay, I'll come. And then people were like, all the SEO guys in Toronto around Neil were kind of like fanboying of, oh. And I remember just looking over at him. I was a little drunk, I'll say. I remember looking over at him, and he was just very like bored looking, like staring off, and all these guys were like talking about SEO and building links and stuff like that. And my drunk, bold state, I guess, I walked into the conversation when somebody was talking about backlinks, and I was just like, so why did you choose those backlinks, or what makes you think those are attributed towards success? What was the decision behind that? Do you have any proof of this? And the guy was just like, I don't know. And then Neil kind of just picked up, and he was like, hey, and we started talking more. What happened after that was Neil was having some issues with his personal website. I came in, did an audit of his website, got a giant lift in traffic in international markets, and then, yeah, that's pretty much the relationship we have so far.
That's awesome, man. Have you been reading his stuff previous to that, or?
Yep. So I've seen Neil around for the past 5 or so years. I think Quicksprout was the first time I've seen him, and then there was Bright Social I seen him featured on, and then Neil Patel. I didn't even know neilpatel.com existed until he was talking to me about it. But yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to invite Joao here. It looks like Asif is having some trouble joining us. Asif, I don't know if you accepted the request, but Joao, can you please just say something in the chat so I can see you, and I'll invite you on screen here. And then we've got, yeah, there he is. All right, hang on 1 minute. Joao, you should have a link coming to you, a request to join the screen. If you'll just click on that, we'd love to have you up here and love to hear your questions. I saw a few questions from you yesterday and the day before, and I know they're great. So, and I'm curious about where you're from. I'm guessing, I'm gonna go out on a wild limb and guess Brazil. I don't know if it's true. Joao, how are you, man?
What's up? I'm from Portugal, man.
Portugal, okay. So I got the language right.
Yep, more or less. Yeah.
That's good.
We are Portuguese. They are Portuguese Brazilians.
Got it, yeah. Awesome. Cool, man. Well, listen, welcome from the other side of the world or across the ocean.
Yeah, 10 and a half at 10 and a half.
Okay, 10:30. All right,
Yep.
That's not too bad. Listen, what can we help you with?
Yeah, thank you, man. So I want to move a little bit away from the technical stuff and so on. And I want to ask you both, what were the most embarrassing mistake you made so far?
I love it. It's for you, Tyler.
Do you want to go first, Clayton? Go first.
In SEO or in life? I mean, that's pretty different. I'll just say in SEO, I mean.
Let's bet in SEO, and if you feel that you have another one that's good to share, let's hear it.
Okay, so at my first SEO job, actually no, even more embarrassing, my second SEO job was with a guy that was really advanced, and I was really confident about what I was doing, and he asked me to rewrite the URLs to this website, and I was so junior, I completely incorrectly rewrote the URLs to this website, and I produced it. I presented it in a meeting in a conference room with like 6 people, and you could hear a pin drop. It was embarrassing. The guy, luckily it was a nice guy and let me down easily, but he did tell me these are shit. So,
Nice stuff.
How about you, Tyler?
So I've had a few embarrassing moments. Does it have to be embarrassing at the time or embarrassing now when I'm looking back at that time?
Up to you.
Okay, I'll do one of both. So this is a while ago. This is like 5 years ago. I ended up ranking a picture of myself for the term swag in Google Images. Back when that bird was buzzing, quote unquote. Looking back at that, it's quite embarrassing. I've made sure that it's no longer there. As far as SEO mistakes, I was one of the first people to get hit with Penguin in 2013 and did a bunch of tests with Penguin that actually penalized myself by accident. And getting rid of that was extremely embarrassing because I had to talk to Google and I was talking to all my friends and I was like, oh man, I shouldn't have done this. I was playing around with keyword densities and it was like this sweet spot at 26% keyword density for the topic for SEO Toronto. And I had like 42%. And it just was like, boom, penalized and then de-indexed. So I would say that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever had.
The bad things comes to good. You learn something, I bet.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, man. Listen, thank you so much for joining the summit. We appreciate it. Any other questions you've got, let us know in the chat.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
I need to appreciate you both, all the others that the previous sessions, Crowdcast, Neil. It's been awesome. Look forward to him.
Absolutely, man. Tomorrow's double session. Take care, Joao.
Take care, man.
Neil's session tomorrow is going to be awesome. So Neil is going to do a complete session on demystifying SEO, and then he's going to break down the tools that he uses. And we're basically out of time now, Tyler. There are a ton of questions under this live session. And it looks like there's
guys have questions there that can't get answered here. You can find my LinkedIn or you can email me.
Sure.
I'll put my email in the chat. I've had, since my talk yesterday, I got bombarded with messages and chats with people. So I am replying to everyone. I am trying to answer them as best as I can. I don't believe in the whole cookie cutter process of thanks for enjoying my talk. If you have any feedback, let me know. It's like, if you take the time to message me, I'm going to take the time to actually craft a proper response to you that is actually meaningful.
That's why we love you, man. All right, I'll see you later.
Thanks.
Be in the chat tomorrow.
See you, everyone.
All right, take care. So, guys, listen, just a couple of more things before we wrap up here. Diana, your suggestion of having another one of the after the entire summit ends tomorrow, absolutely, we're happy to. I can promise you that Vasil and I will be there. And tomorrow's an exciting day because not only are we starting at 11 o'clock and we're going to hear Eric Su, the CEO of Single Grain, we are ending the day with Neil Patel doing a double keynote, which is why we're all here, let's be honest. He's going to talk about demystifying SEO, and then he's going to break out into another session where he goes into breakdown step by step how he structures and implements the SEO on his website. So I know you probably follow the blog at neilpatel.com where he took us through in a very open format going from 9,000 visits a month all the way up to 440,000. So he's going to get into the details of how he did that. That's going to be exciting. That's in the afternoon, but there are some really great speakers that are talking before him. I'm sorry we couldn't get to all your questions today. We are completely out of time. But if you will join us right back here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., we'll do it. And listen, just another thing to remind you of, all the sessions that we've done today, yesterday, and Monday have been free. So you've got until tomorrow at the end of the entire summit to watch and take notes and implement all of the sessions that have been happening. You're welcome to watch those completely free. We want to make sure we get as much value, or we give as much value as we possibly can to everybody. If you want to watch these and rewatch these farther into the future, grab our All Access Pass. You can sign up for it at the button below this live stream. And if you've got any questions, I know that myself, Neil, Vasil, Paul, anybody that's been involved in this is more than happy to email you personally and take the time to answer any questions that you've got. It was an interesting day learning how many people were beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and tomorrow we're going to run the gamut. So I'll sign up for now and tell you thanks, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Take care, everybody.